Despite its size as a country, Qatar is one of the richest in the world because of its natural oil reserves. So when they won the bid to host the 2022 FIFA World Cup, Qatar went all out with the spectacle and ensured the world could see what they were capable of. The world watched because Qatar's tourism is still riding high and attracting tourists worldwide even a year after the World Cup. With this increase in tourists and general interest in the country from foreigners, billions of dollars are now invested into this mega-project that aims to build several high-end hotels to accommodate the expanding tourism and hospitality market. Keep watching until the end of the video because we will discuss Qatar's ongoing hotel development projects. When you think of grand and luxurious establishments within the Middle East, the first places that would probably come to mind are the Burj Khalifa in Dubai and the Kingdom Center in Saudi Arabia. But with the current mega project in Qatar that involves at least 49 hotel developments and a few tourist attraction projects, Qatar is also on its way to becoming one of the top tourist destinations in the Middle East. Qatar in itself is a pretty small country, currently having a population of around 2.8 million people. So given that the country's tourism industry is expecting an average of 7 million visitors by 2030, it's no surprise that the country is seeing these big hotel chains going on a sudden hotel development expansion within the country. Hotel developments that are estimated to be worth around $1.7 billion. In 2023 alone, it is expected that 10 of these projects are slated to start operating, and one of these includes the richest Doha Ketifan. This hotel boasts 345 luxury units and is also a part of the Ketifan Islands development, which, much like the ongoing Neom project in Dubai, is a project that aims to create a sustainable luxury island where you can find all that you will ever need, complete with fun attractions like water parks to an artificial lake in the heart of the island to having access to 7 beaches. This project will also offer residential properties like beach villas and apartments throughout the island for people looking to live in a sustainable but luxurious environment. Despite the criticisms, however, about these expensive, sustainable, and quite frankly, dystopian-looking projects, it seems like there's no stopping the development of these establishments and the island itself because the Rixos Doha Ketifan Hotel is already nearing its completion and is expected to open just within a month from now alongside the insane Marial Water Park. The water park meant to showcase Qatar's history as an oil country, which is also a part of the Ketifan Islands development. However, most of the country's ongoing hotel developments are being built in the country's capital. Doha, the Ketifan Islands, is being built in Lusail City because it is a more fitting location for a wide-scale project. After all, the capital is too oversaturated with buildings and lacks the space that the Ketifan Islands development needs. Another anticipated hotel development is the JW Marriott Al Daphna area, West Bay, a project from the famous and luxurious Marriott hotel chain, which is also one of the 10 hotel developments expected to open this year. This beast of a hotel has 53 floors and has been in development since 2016. It boasts a €200 million budget, and it's finally opening this year. As a 5-star hotel, the JW Marriott Al Daphna area, West Bay, has 297 hotel rooms, including 112 standard rooms, 62 executive rooms, 75 double rooms, 42 suites, 4 VIP suites, and 2 presidential suites. It also features several pools: the main pool, the children's pool, a shallow water pool, and a cantilevered pool, which will probably be the biggest selling point to attract many tourists to stay at this hotel. These are just 2 of the 49 hotels currently being constructed in the country, and there are plenty more to expect in the upcoming years, including big-name hotels like the Hilton Garden Inn, Westwalk Al Wab in March 2025. These ongoing projects are impressive, given that they don't include the hotels that were pushed to completion before the FIFA World Cup in 2022. But the FIFA World Cup isn't the only global event that is boosting the tourism sector of Qatar, because this October, Qatar is hosting several global events, such as the Formula One Qatar Grand Prix and the Geneva International Motor Show. Qatar is also hosting the 2023 AFC Asian World Cup only 3 months from now. These events are something that the country's hotel industry benefits from. With Qatar's aggressive approach to appeal as a prime destination country, we will probably see even more mega projects in Qatar. The ethical implications of these hotel developments. After the controversy surrounding the FIFA World Cup Qatar last year, many of the country's issues with human rights and labor exploitation really came to the surface. Despite being a small country that is extremely wealthy with natural oil reserves, Qatar was exposed of not only overworking their migrant workers from more impoverished countries in Africa and Asia, to the point that some of them have died, but they were also underpaying the people who worked on the construction of the stadiums that were used in the World Cup. And this pattern of exploiting poor migrant workers because of their desperation to earn more money doesn't just stop at the World Cup. The current setup regarding sponsorship-based employment in Qatar makes it so that the migrant workers are legally bound to their employers. Essentially, if the employer deems that their employee cannot leave the country, then it is unlikely that these employees will ever be able to escape despite the terrible working conditions. Although Qatar has signed an agreement with the UN International Labour Organization back in 2017, with the promise to reform the current policies in place with regards to the welfare of foreign workers. But despite this agreement, as we can see after the FIFA World Cup, that the exploitation and abuse of migrant workers is still rampant due to the weak implementation of the said reform, which is something that the Qatar government continues to deny. Qatari authorities and FIFA leaders have repeatedly claimed that existing systems and policies in Qatar protected migrant workers from wage theft and other widespread abuses. But the evidence has once again exposed their misleading claims, which they shamelessly used to deflect criticism when the international spotlight was on Qatar. Michael Page, the Middle East director of Human Rights Watch, commented, "One of the migrant workers who worked for the country for more than a decade even came forward and revealed that his employer owed him $20,000 in unpaid wages. He said, 'This is not sustainable as I have to send money to my family. I heard that the company is trying to get new projects, but there is no certainty when things will resume.' And it's fair to assume that this is also the case for all people doing the dirty labor in constructing these large-scale hotels, especially the establishments that are being pushed to be done faster." So behind all of the glitz and glamour that this massive hotel development spree shows the world, millions of foreign workers are starved, overworked, underpaid, and have no choice but to conform to these working conditions because they still need the money that Qatar has to offer. Even if they wanted to leave, their fate is entirely up to their employers. And because of this human rights issue, many people might turn away from supporting an industry or an entire country that tolerates and benefits from this kind of abuse. But it is still an impressive feat if we only look at the scale of this mega project being done in such a small country, in the desert, seemingly defying all odds. So, what do you think of all of the hotels and other huge establishments being built in Qatar right now? Do you agree that the country will continue to see a boom in tourism years following the end of the FIFA World Cup? Would you still go on vacation in Qatar despite knowing the abuse behind every luxurious building you see? Let me know your thoughts and join the conversation in the comment section below.